What's up, y'all? So today I'm going to be talking about some new government regulations that are actually going to be going into effect this year. This is pretty much going to allow debt collectors to be able to reach out to you through, new mediums, right? Things like social media, email, even text, among other things. Alrighty. So if you've had to deal with a debt collector in the past, or you're currently dealing with a debt collector, then you won't want to miss this. So the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau has made a few new updates to the FDCPA, which is the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. This is pretty much the act that governs it's the law that's really just watching over the debt collectors, right? It's basically like essentially their Bible, where they have to follow everything in this act. And if they don't, that's whenever that they can pretty much be sued by consumers, right? So a lot of times you might have heard me, especially in my previous videos, talk about how if debt collectors are breaking the law, especially whenever they're dealing with you, then you can basically sue them and you will be able to get paid $1,000 per violation, right? Or up to $1,000 per violation. Situations like that really come down to this law, right? And making sure that they're following this law. One quick example of that is, when a debt collector is calling you and, you tell them not to call you again, right? And they continue calling you, they're required by the FDCPA to actually respect your request and no longer reach out to you by phone. So if you've ever told a debt collector, hey, don't call me on this line again, right? And they continue to call you, that's them breaking the law, right? Breaking this act. And things like that is what you can do, right? By knowing this actual law, you're able to know exactly what boundaries that you can set with debt collectors. Now, when it comes to this new, right, to them actually updating this law, the CFPB, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, has stated that, for over 7 years, they've been discussing and researching with all the different stakeholders involved, right? So whether it's a debt collector, whether it's consumer advocacy groups, and whether it's even individual people who deal with debt collectors, right? Someone like you or me, right? Everyone involved, and they kind of been talking with everybody and even took over 14,000 different comments from the public. And this is kind of all the information they've used to be able to to update the act and decide exactly what the new forms of communication are going to be and how they can actually go about doing it. Now, when it comes to the new changes, all right, so now there's going to be limits on how many calls debt collectors can make per week. Okay, this is going to be the benefit, one of the actual benefits that came out. It is a violation of the law if the debt collector does one of the following, right? If they call you more than 7 times within 7 consecutive days, right? So let's say Monday to Sunday, if you get called 7 times within those 7 days, then they are violating, right? It is a violation of the law. If they call you within 7 days of having had a conversation with you, so if they talk to you on Monday and they call you on a Friday, right, pretty much without your permission, right, unless you guys came to some sort of agreement where it's like, hey, I'm gonna reach out to you, let's talk again on this date. If they call you on Monday and then get in contact with you and then they try to call you again on Friday, then that has not been 7 days, and that means that they are violating the law. Okay, so those are going to be the 2 new ways that they can violate the FDCPA. So I think that's a big benefit. Is great because, there's been situations where you reach out and you talk to a debt collector and they might try to call you again, right? Because y'all didn't come down to a certain deal or anything, and you just hung up on them, and then they decide to call you back a day or 2 later, or they call you 3 or 4 times a day for like Monday through Friday, right? Or even on the weekends, things like that. Well, these laws are going to make it so it's a lot harder for them, or it's just going to kind of restrict them a lot more when it comes to them making those phone calls. Okay. Now, this is the one that actually is more of an issue, right? That, at least from what I'm seeing. And that's going to be, now they have virtually unlimited contact through text message, email, direct message, or private messages on social media sites. Okay. And I should put on the screen, kind of an explanation or a section where you can actually read. And also what I'll do is I'm going to attach the FDCPA and the information about this new act from their actual website. And I'll attach all that down below in the description. Okay. Now, this can even go as far as, following or adding you on social media sites, right, to figure out what your location is and to be able to get more information on you. Okay. Now, they just have to make it clear that they're a debt collector, because what was happening in the past is, they might try to follow you or add you on social media just to get access to more of your account and see where you're located, things like that. Maybe see if you moved, or if you got a new job, whatever it is, right? And they have to, if they try to add you as a friend, they have to let you know that they're a debt collector. But you got to keep in mind that now they're going to be able to actually see, if whatever you've made or whatever you've made public, that's not really, how you can make your profile private, where you got to add that person as a friend, or they have to follow you, like whether it's Facebook, Instagram, whatever the platform is, before they can actually see a lot of your personal information. Some people have their profiles where, you can see where they're from. You can see what job they work. You can even see their pictures and everything. It's public, even though you don't follow them, right? If you're in that situation, you might want to kind of restrict a lot of your stuff, because, especially if you're dealing with debt collectors, because now they're not only going to be able to see that information, but they're going to know it's you, and they can start reaching out to you through your DMs, through your private messages, right? And trying to collect on debts. So now you're going to have to worry about them sending you a message, and it's not really that restrictive, right? Another thing is, and Facebook's gotten a lot better at kind of protecting your information, like your email, phone numbers. But if you are putting your phone number anywhere in like a post or something, or you have it on your profile, they can use that phone number, basically scrape that phone number and start sending you text messages. And it's pretty much, when it comes to the text messages, even the emails, it's pretty much unlimited at this point, right? They can send you as much text messages as they want. Again, though, you do have a right to tell them to stop, right? If you tell them, hey, stop sending me this information, I only want to communicate with you through mail, right? You got to send me letters if you want to say anything to me. You can't say things like that to them, and they have to, because of the FDCPA, they have to follow what you've requested. But this is just, again, another way for them to be able to get access to you, right? They're going to be able to send you unlimited text messages, emails, DMs, all that stuff. Okay, so just be wary of this. This all goes into effect, I believe it's going to be October of 2021. Okay, so be sure that you are ready. This is something that's probably going to come out in a wave, right? Like, you're going to see a lot of these debt collectors are probably going to start ramping up and getting prepared for this. So as soon as October hits, boom, they're able to immediately start reaching out to people. They've already tracked down a lot of people, and they're going to be just sending out text messages, emails, all this stuff as fast as they can. So that's going to be pretty much it for this video, guys. I just wanted you guys to be updated on some of the recent debt collection law changes that are coming into effect this year. And I do want to say, remember, if you ever feel that your rights are getting violated, or you're ever in a situation where you think that you're being mistreated, you want to try to document as much of whatever your interaction is as possible, because you might be in a situation where you can reach out to some sort of consumer rights attorney that can be able to assist you. And again, if your rights are getting violated, then you might be eligible to get up to $1,000 per violation, right? So you want to make sure that you're keeping track of all that information. And if you are dealing with debt collectors and you want to try to get that stuff removed off of your credit, I have shot other videos where I talk to you about how to get collection accounts removed from your credit report, and I also include a free letter to send out to you as well. So I'll touch all that down below in the description. So you just click on that link and it'll get you to that video and give you more information about the letter. Okay. Also, on top of that, guys, I'll also be linking down below a 30-day credit boost guide. So if you are wondering how to improve your credit within 30 days, what's the easiest way for you to do that? I have a free guide that I send out. You just click on that link and I'll have it emailed out to you. You can get access to that as well, okay? So that's going to be pretty much it for this video, guys. Be sure that you throw a like on this video if you found this information helpful. Also, make sure that you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of my future videos. And that's going to be pretty much it, guys. I will see you at the next one.